Hey everybody, Mark Lambert here, the Sweet Swine of Mine Distributing Test Kitchen. We got a couple of buddies here and that are new to steak cook-offs, and they brought us a loin and wanted to cut a loin up and show them firsthand how the loin looks as you cut it from the chuck end to the tail end, and also our theory on picking steaks. Everybody's got their own theory on picking an SCA steak. And you know, I'll tell you, while I like this chuck end for an eating steak, you know, in my experience, somewhere in the middle, it gets a little bit better score. And we'll show you guys while we're doing this real quick how this steak looks as we cut through it. This is, I'm going to say, not going to be top of the line ribeye. This is a select cut, so it's not going to have quite the marbling, but it's going to be just fine to show you guys this and for us to practice a good SCA steak today. So we're going to do a little bit of practice, and we're going to do a little bit of steak selection for our buddies here. So this is the first steak off of the chuck end. So we like to cut a little thin cross section right off of the side because typically it's a little rough on the end. We like to have a good clean slice on both sides of the steak. As you can tell, that's the chuck end. This is the eye I'm holding here. And this is the spinalis, and this is that extra third muscle, sort of spinalis minimus or whatever you want to call it. There's another name for it. Some people call it a tri-heart in the steak cook-off world. I think it makes a lot of butchers blood boil when you do that, but they don't really care. We're steak cook-off, we're not butchers. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut. Our goal is to have 12 to 13 steaks out of this, depending on how much we take off of the edge when we slice. We should still probably get about 13 if we're going to go for, you know, this is going to be about 1.25 inches, the thickness of this blade. So we're not going to do quite that. We're going to go just a little shy of that. And so I'm going to go right in here and try to get a good 1.125 inches. Now this is a Gunter Wilhelm Lightning, it's a Premier Pro cut. I'm going to call it a brisket knife or a roast beef knife. And so there's our first steak that comes right off of the chuck end. So you guys can see how the eye is. There's the eye, the spinalis, and then your tri-heart muscle. And as we move down, this spinalis is going to get thinner and longer. It'll eventually wrap up to here and get much thinner, and this muscle will go away. This muscle gets larger. So this grows, this shrinks, this goes away. So our next steak, there's number 2. I think I got that one a hair thinner. This is more of the size that it needs to be right there. Let's move these out here a little bit further so you guys can see these better. I'm going to give myself a little more room at the same time. 1, 2, 3. You guys notice this is getting bigger. This is getting narrower and longer, and this extra muscle is going away. Slowly, but it is going away. We're going to try to keep good straight cuts, y'all. There's number 4. So, now here's your third muscle. See how much smaller? Very large, smaller, 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 almost going away. That 5th one will have just a touch of that extra third muscle in it. And that's just an indicator, y'all. That's no nothing you really have to look for. It's just an indicator of, you know, which side of the steak you're looking at. There we are. Now this is number 5, and it's nowhere to be found. However, this is one of my favorite steaks to compete with because this extra third muscle, there's separation in there, and sometimes that's a little extra to deal with. There's a little bit of a gristle there, and you've got this extra line of fat that goes through there. So I'll kind of like this one because it's got a good defined spinalis. Once I trim this off, this is a really good steak. These two are 2 of my favorites. So that'd be number 4 and 5. And here would be number 6. Still a good choice. However, if you notice, there is a little bit of gristle along this fat line. That gristle gets noticeably larger on number 6 right here. We're going to just make the turn, number 7. Number 8. Number 9. 10. 11. We're gonna get 12 out of this one, y'all. And 12. That's because a couple of them I got a little thick-handed on, and that's no big deal. This is just for a little bit of training's sake, y'all. So here's my extra piece. I didn't get a 13th because when I get to the end, the angle wasn't quite right to get a full steak. That would be the reason. So I wasn't too far off on the calculation. So, number 1, tri-heart, the biggest. Number 1, 2, 3, and 4 have a defined tri-heart, thick spinalis, 3 muscle groups. Once you get to number 5 all the way through, you're into 2 muscle groups. Your eye of the ribeye gets gradually larger. Rule of thumb is, the larger the eye, typically the thicker the cut. It requires them either some chemical or some mechanical tenderizing. Typically you've got a little bit more gristle. If you can see, when we got down into these lighter ones, this gristle sort of translucent, it looks like translucent lines through this fat. What I'm talking about is right here, y'all. There's fat, but you also see some translucent little tubes in there, and that is some defined gristle. And it gets exponentially larger as you get toward the tail end of the loin. So, in picking a steak for home, I like these. In picking a steak, this is just for me. Everyone has their own personal preference and their reason for it. But see, you know, you've got this little fat pocket here gets larger as it goes along, and then once it changes from 3 muscles to 2, that fat pocket stretches back out and it gets longer. Right along, as the spinalis gets longer, the fat pocket gets longer. And with the longer the fat pocket, the more gristle that's attached to it as well. So there are reasons. My reasons for these are tender. That fat pocket doesn't bother me. Sometimes it hurts your appearance. These couple right here, I think, these 3 have the right balance of spinalis to the size of the eye. They have chuck-in tenderness, and this makes a really nice steak once you pull this lip off of it here, or the tail lip, whatever you want to call it. You don't have to do a lot of extra trimming and work on that to make that a nice looking steak. It's tender. It has plenty of spinalis for tasting. So if you're going through and looking, you know, certainly do your practice, and the way that you cook a steak will have a little bit to do with which one you choose. These are a little bit more work to keep them looking good during the cooking process. These are a little easier. Their structure stays together a little bit better. So take your pick, and best of luck at the next SCA. Hope to see you. Bless you. Peace out.